Oh, I'm gonna do a video on, well, it'll probably be a whole series on building your own beehives. My hives ain't nothing fancy. I try to find the cheapest wood I can find, be it scrap wood or whatever I can get. Excuse me, the tripod's falling down here. Got to lock the legs. Okay, now we're gonna start with the bottom, then we'll do a box, and we'll do cover and inner cover. I don't build my own frames, but I have some. I'll do a I'll do a video of assembling the frames. So let's get started with the bottom board. Let me set this off this side here. And there's a couple different bottom boards you can do. You can do screen bottom boards or solid. This one here obviously needs cleaning. I haven't even cleaned out this hive yet. This was a dead out from last year, but I just used 3 pieces of 3/4 by 8, and that gives you a couple inches of landing board. And then I just cut some 3/4 by, I think them are 3/8 strips to fasten them together with. If you want, you can put some like 2x2 cleats on the bottom, make it a little stronger, but this is the way I built this one. I think this was one of my first ones I built. My daughter painted it. You can see her initials. Okay. You want to make them, this one is 16 1/4. Is that the right width? Pretty close. Now when you get them, it'll be 22 inches all together with the 3 1x8s, 3/4. I believe these are 3/8. Yeah, just a little over. You can actually, some of them I've even built 3/4 by 3/4. 3/8 is B space. Anything more than 3/8, they'll fill in with burr comb. Anything less than 3/8, they'll propolize. Usually you don't have too much trouble on the bottom board, but let's get started. Okay, I looked up the measurements. Width of a box is 16 1/4. The length is 19 7/8, and the height is 9 5/8. You can find the plans for all kinds of bee equipment, boxes, all different sizes, your bottom boards and all that. If you go to beesource.com, and right on the home page on the left hand side it says build it yourself, click on there and there's a whole list. You can click and download all the plans for everything from top bar hives to jigs for holding frames when you assemble them. Everything's on there. So we'll mark our last board here. I already marked this once, but I had to cut off a little because there's a nail right where I was going to cut. And I don't want to cut that again, or cut a nail. About right here. I'll find some boards and rip down the side rails. Okay, I've gone ahead and set my table saw about 3/8 wide. I've got a board here I've cut to length at 19 7/8. Let's go ahead and rip down. I'm going to need 3 pieces, 2 for the sides and 1 for the back. I'll cut the 1 for the back, or I'll rip 3 pieces and then cut the 1 for the back, the length. Okay. Now, one of my do as I say, not as I do things. You should always have a guard on your table saw. You should always wear eye protection and a push stick if necessary. Okay, on to the next step. Okay, I already started my assembly, partially because I had a battery problem with the camera. I didn't get it on film. I thought it was recording and the camera died. I got the last piece here. I got this cut to fit. You want to try to get it as tight as possible, but they'll propolize that up, seal everything all up when they get in there. This is first in the season. I don't even have any good nails. All I got is these finishing nails, and they're a little bit long, but a trick I learned from an uncle, and he actually taught my brother. My brother taught me. Always put a nail in at an angle, makes them harder for things to pull out. So you put them in a little angle, they'll work. Normally, this is the glue I use, Titebond 2. This is an excellent waterproof because it's ideal for exterior applications. This stuff works great. But I got 2 bottles and they're both like rubber. So I found this glue here. It says interior exterior. It's just an Elmer's glue. I don't know, better or worse, but it says it's waterproof. And it is liquid. I've been using it here, so we'll give her a try. Like I says, normally I'm more prepared, but this is the first beehive building I've done this spring. And I ain't had a chance to get to the hardware store or anything to get some screws, and so make do with what I got. Keep that the prepper's way. Gino Zero could account for that. Excuse my messy bench. I ain't even had the time to clean up from winter storage. Now, if you had Titebond glue, Titebond 2 wood glue, they say that the glue is stronger than the nails. I would believe it, but I don't know how this is going to be, so I'm going to put a few extra nails in the bottom of this, but you get the gist of the idea. Pretty simple. Maybe I'll cut some cleats and stick on the bottom, but it don't need to be nothing fancy. Like I said, bees will live in a tree. They'll live in a homemade box. You don't need to buy a pretty box from the store. Don't even get me started on how much better finger joints are. Just a sales gimmick. Hope you enjoy this part of my series here. Keep watching. My next project will be building a deep hive body, and we'll go on through. But this is part 1 of building a beehive. Subscribe up above. If you're not a subscriber, you'll get notices that I've done my next video. Thanks for watching.